Welcome to Jacksonville. It is the site here at Everbank Field for the Gator Bowl between the USC Trojans and the Auburn Tigers to decide who will go on to face Notre Dame in the national championship game for Season 7. I'm David Roy, and my partner in the broadcast booth tonight is Mike Peters, a commissioner of the CFSL. And Mike, it's the third time in 2 seasons that these two teams have met, and twice in the postseason. What's your take?
It's going to be interesting. Auburn kind of controlled both of the games. The first one was the championship game last year. They wound up winning by 7. A lot of people didn't think the game was that close. The second game this season, they won by 16, so they stretched it out a little bit more. Can they do it again? Who knows? They're favored by 7. They're favored by 6.5. USC wants to get over the hump. They want to go to the championship. They want to win. It's going to be a tough game on both sides, I think.
Kingston Fox and company beginning on offense, and Kane Robinson in for a rough night if he's going to get hit like that all night long.
Well, he's kind of had a rough season. Hasn't really been able to get going all season long. 736 yards. Although, if he was to get the championship game, he could go over 1,000, which is kind of what he did last season. So he's starting to pick it up a little bit, maybe at the right time.
So Fox in the gun, read option keeper, trying to go outside to the right. He's got the first down, fighting with Bubba Bullard, who made the tackle on the previous play, and he'll do it again here after a gain of 11.
Well, if Kane Robinson's not going to be able to pick up yards for you, Kingston Fox, if he can, you're going to be moving in the right direction. He's a tough guy when he starts the run, and Auburn's got to be cognizant of it.
Play fake, Fox under duress, but he's going to find Tim Cope over the middle and down inside the Auburn 40.
Well, Tim Cope's a guy that started off on fire this season, and then it's kind of slowed down a little bit. Him and Winters, both over 40 catches and 600 yards, but neither one of them really with a breakout season. Good defense for Auburn. They got to keep an eye on these two guys, though, because they can break the top off the defense, much like Dijon Swan did in the first game.
Down to the 37-yard line, Auburn territory, trips bunch to the right, Fox to throw with a blitz, but he's going to find Tim Cope on the out route there, and Cope able to get the first down.
I think getting Cope and maybe even Winters going early on is going to be good for this defense. Can open up some of the running game. They're going to him early on this drive. I think that's good. We'll see if that continues all game long.
Fox, wide receiver screen, left side. Mason Winters going nowhere. He'll lose a yard, courtesy of the all-time interceptions leader, Ollie P. Peters.
Well, barely. And Juan Cantu did everything he could to try to knock him off this season with 6 picks, but gets in there for the tackle for loss. All-American candidate, Player of the Year candidate. Been a great standout here, possibly playing their last game in Auburn.
Bunch to the right, Fox to throw, 4-man rush. Quick throw to the right side. There's Tim Cope getting 2 yards and 3rd and 9 in the first third down of the Trojans here tonight.
Well, it's interesting to see 3 passes to Cope early on, as they haven't really seen him targeted that much lately, but it's good for this offense if they can get him involved.
Fox over the middle. That pass caught Mason Winters down inside the 10.
Well, that's another guy they got to get involved. That's his second catch. So 5 catches between Winters and Cope is very good for this offense. It's going to keep things off balance for this Auburn defense. And right now they're doing a really good job. They're inside the 10. Now can they finish the drive?
Ambrose McDanielson with the tackle, but it's a goal-to-go situation for USC. Kingston Fox, read option keeper. Fox powers through Bullard, and then Callaway cleans his clock.
Well, it's hard down here because there's not a lot of room to operate, and the defense is more compressed. And especially against this Auburn defense, which is really fast and really talented, it's hard to find those running lanes, and we see it there.
Down at about the 5-yard line. 2 tight ends on the field here for the Trojans. 2 receivers top the screen. Fox standing in, throwing end zone. Tim Cope down to the 1.
I thought he might have got in there. We'll have to look it on the replay. He was in the end zone. He comes back for it, and it's hard to tell from that one. They're going to say that he didn't get in there, so 3rd and goal. Auburn on opportunity here to keep him out of the end zone.
So 3rd and goal. From the 1, Kingston Fox in the gun, 4 wide, trips top the screen. Fox Looking, throwing, all alone on the right sideline is Marcus Seals.
Well, Auburn completely lost track of him. They were focused on Cope and Winner. Seals open at the back of the end zone on the backside there. Kingston Fox does an excellent job of finding his receiver, and USC up here early on.
Long scoring drive, 10 plays for the Trojans, and they come away with our first points of the night. And now, Mike, all eyes turn to an Auburn offense that has improved leaps and bounds under Griffin Jelkic from when he started as a freshman.
Well, he's constantly improved pretty much every season. His yards per game has gone up every season. His quarterback rating has gone up every season. He's definitely taken the reins here. He's had 2 excellent games against this USC team. 10 touchdowns, no interceptions. We'll see if he can put on yet another prolific performance against them.
Another nightmare for this USC defense will be tight end Michael McKenzie. We'll see if he gets involved as Robert Davis to open up the drive and the vision to cut back and get 6.
Robert Davis, similar season to Kane Robinson. Robinson 736 yards coming in. Davis 732. They each had 6 touchdowns. Davis, the more notable running back, he wants to have a big game here.
He's off to a good start as he'll follow up his first carry with 1 for 11.
Yeah, 17 yards on your first 2 carries, definitely a good start for Robert Davis. Going to make USC think. You got to think that they were expecting the pass the way Griffin Jelkic really took it to him the last 2 games. Opening up the run game here early on could create some mismatches for Auburn.
Play fake, Jelkic rolling left, throwing that side, and there with the grab is Bubba Davis for a gain of 13.
Well, Bubba Davis, that was your X factor in the preview this week. He's a clutch guy on third down. He can also be a big guy on first down.
And off Davis up the middle, this time held to a run for 5 yards. Second down upcoming for the Tigers.
Well, we've seen run, play action, run. Are they going to keep that up? Are they going to force USC to stop it? Or are they going to get a little bit more diverse here?
They're going to go to the gun, 3 wide, Jelkic to throw. And a quick check down for the tight end, Michael McKenzie. Not a lot doing for him, though. He'll lose 1, but actually lost 2 yards.
Well, Jelkic didn't see what he liked downfield, so quickly checked it down. I think he had a crossing route over the middle. Might have checked it down a little bit too quick. Great job there by Peyton Miles, the company, to shut it down and force the medium-long third down.
First third down of this drive for the Auburn Tigers, and Griffin Jelkic back in the gun. USC defense jumps, but no flag thrown as Jelkic to throw. 3-man rush, and he'll thread the needle. Crossberry the third holds on in triple coverage for the first down.
How the heck did he catch that? I thought for sure that was going to be incomplete or an interception, but he drills it in there for the first down.
Auburn feeling some momentum. They're going to empty out the backfield. Robert Davis comes in motion. They're going to get it to him. And a little wide receiver, halfback screen, and Davis gets 7.
That's not a bad idea there. A team like Alabama with Farrell Nomer, the 4-star, not necessarily as gifted as Robert Davis. You don't want to run that play. Auburn can do that. You can get Robert Davis one-on-one. He can make a tackle, make somebody miss a tackle, and break a long game.
Jelkic to throw, dancing right, goes short. Michael McKenzie in the flats, able to push his way down to the 21.
I suspect we're going to see a lot of Michael McKenzie. We remember what kind of offense he put on in the 2 games against USC, the championship game, especially over 200 yards receiving. You got to expect he's going to be a big part of this offense.
Read option keeper Griffin Jelkic, a stiff arm to get him 8 yards, and then Peyton Miles comes in to bring him down.
Well, just a little read option, and they're trying to keep this defense off balance. They've run it with Davis. They've gone play action. Now they go read option. It's all about setting up the defense and creating openings.
2nd and 2, blitz coming. Jelkic throwing end zone, touchdown, Auburn.
Well, Bubba Davis, he has made a career out of clutch catches, not only on third down, but also in the end zone. He gets his 3rd touchdown of this season. He wants, just like this entire Auburn team, to beat USC. Once again, there's a little bit of a rivalry building. Can't have a rivalry until one team wins. Auburn doesn't want to let USC get the first win in the series.
Auburn responds to USC's opening drive with a touchdown of their own. We're all tied up at 7. 2:40 to play here in the first quarter. Marcellus Burney trying to get to the 25-yard line. Spot him at about the 23. And now, Mike, it feels like that heavyweight fight, much like it did in Season 6 National Championship game, where both offenses and defenses feeling each other out.
Well, I think it's when you get into the late rounds is when things are really going to separate themselves. Can both of these teams keep slugging it all out all the way into the fourth quarter?
Counter run, and Kane Robinson found a crease to get him 16.
And Robinson's looking good early on. Again, it's only 2 carries, but so far he's finding creases, getting good blocking up front. If he can have success, which he hasn't really done against Auburn, that just gives another element of this offense for Auburn to think about and makes things a lot more difficult on their side of the ball.
USC out to the 40 from the right hash. Midline read, Kingston Fox breaks a couple tackles, spinning forward, he'll get 13.
A nice run there, his 3rd carry of the game. And again, I mentioned it earlier, if he gets going, he's explosive running the ball, kind of like Bailey on Siege we saw in the first game. He's definitely a threat that they want to use.
Fox, midline read again. This time Micah Myers going to hold him up for a gain of 5 instead of the 10-plus yards that Fox has been getting.
Well, Fox is keeping them on their toes, and they're going to have to start adjusting to that. You might see some contains that we saw in the first game with Notre Dame.
Fox throwing short left side, and Kane Robinson got rocked.
Big hit there by the Feral Hogs, as they call themselves, to the shoulder from Mark Callaway. Lays it into USC and forces a 3rd and inches.
USC yet to fail on 3rd down. They'll come out in the gun. 4 wide, trips top the screen. Kingston Fox looking to throw against a 3-man rush. Goes short. There's Marcus Seals who had the touchdown. This time it's a 1st down out to the 21.
Well, I feel like I talked about it all season long when Marcus Seals is kind of an unheralded receiver, tied with Mason Winters for 2nd on the team in catches this season. Very unheralded receiver, but he can make big plays when they need it.
Seals has played fairly well for USC this season when you look at Seals' numbers, as Fox goes short over the middle, and Kane Robinson there with the catch. But Seals' numbers on the season: 44 catches, 480 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. Kane Robinson, on the other hand, 42 catches, over 200 receiving yards, but 1 receiving touchdown. Likes to throw again, 3-man rush. Dancing to his right, wants the end zone, left side, batted away.
A nice play there on the defense as Ambrose McDanielson's the one to get his in on it, knock it away. USC's had a very good drive here. Crucial spot here. Can they get the 1st down, try to get in the end zone, or does Auburn force the field goal?
So Fox trying to set the halfback screen. Kane Robinson, he's got blocking and a 1st down and more. Touchdown, USC.
Well, USC was able to convert. They go with the halfback screen. They get great blocking. They get a numbers advantage out there. Robinson's able to get it into the end zone. 2 excellent drives there by USC, and they're keeping the pressure on Auburn.
Kane Robinson off the halfback screen comes up with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season, and like as you said, keeping the pressure on Auburn, forcing them now with their 2nd drive. Can they respond with a touchdown of their own like they did on their opening drive?
Well, that's going to be the question. Is it going to be the opportunity of who blinks first, who has the punt first, who forces the 1st turnover? Right now, USC 2 for 2. Can Auburn keep up with them?
Robert Davis on the return, able to get out to the 29-yard line. And, 2 passing touchdowns for Kingston Fox, but Griffin Jelkic, the gunslinger, now 11 touchdowns with no interceptions against USC. Can he make it 12 with this drive?
Well, we'll see. He's 18 touchdowns, only 4 picks on the season. A Player of the Year candidate to be sure. We'll see if he can keep it up in this game.
Draw play. Robert Davis showing power and a burst of speed to get him out to the 47.
Well, the Hogs are going both on defense and offense, as Robert Davis running folks over, picking up the big 1st down.
Power and the speed combined with the vision that Robert Davis has. And Robert Davis, One of the better backs in the league at finding the hole in the cutback lane is Griffin Jelkic on the read option keeper. Threads that needle in there between the defenders to get 9 yards.
Well, this is one of the things we've kind of talked about all season, don't see a whole lot of, is that read option. Only 188 yards rushing for Griffin Jelkic. Wouldn't mind seeing more of it.
Let's play the first quarter. Read option keeper again. Griffin Jelkic, a first down and more. Down across the USC 30 after a 15-yard run. And USC, they've got a 7-point lead, but the Hogs are in the yard and they are driving. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports. Started the second quarter, Jelkic under center, gonna call for Michael McKenzie, the tight end, to come in motion. It's a 3-step drop, and down goes Jelkic. Maine Patterson overwhelmed the offensive line.
Well, they just brought too many guys, and Patterson comes free for his 3rd sack of the season. First time they've been able to penetrate that line, and they get in there for the 4-yard loss. Great way to start this series for USC.
Backed up to the USC 34. USC showing blitz again. They bring it as Jelkic floating it to the right sideline and out of bounds. A long 3rd down upcoming.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he just threw that one away or if he was actually going for his receiver. Either way, throws it away, lives to fight another day. You'd like to see him get at least 5 to 7 yards to set up an easier field goal.
Blitz coming again. Jelkic over the middle. There's Crossberry the 3rd, getting 9 yards with that catch and a gain of 5, or making it 4th and 5.
Well, he did what he needed to. He set up the more manageable field goal attempt here by Friar Cook, 18 of 20 on the season.
This is a 42-yarder, and Friar Cook delivers to make it a 4-point game. 7:25 to play here in the second.
Well, you wondered if Auburn would be able to match USC. There they didn't. USC was able to get the stop. They got a 4-point lead. If USC moves the ball down the field again, is able to get another touchdown, the pressure really starts to mount on Auburn.
And so far, Mike, the conversation has been about the offense. You mentioned the USC defense doing their job. But at some point, you got to suspect that this Auburn defense is going to stand up and do their part.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you would think that, but then you look at that LSU game and maybe not.
Kingston Fox from the gun with the blitz coming. Goes short. Tim Cope, a first down out to the 40.
Well, Cope getting involved like this, I think, spells a little bit of trouble for the Auburn defense. Kingston Fox starting really well, 12 of 13 passing. He's finding Cope quite a bit. He's found Winters a little bit. That's not good if Auburn can't find a way to limit those guys. You really want to force them to try to run. You don't want to let them sit back and throw all night.
Kingston Fox in the gun, 3 wide. Looking to throw, pressure in his face, has to get it out of his hands quickly, and he'll find the tight end Sawyer Stern, who's able to turn upfield and get 6 yards.
Well, a nice open field tackle there by Ambrose McDanielson to keep it from being any more. But again, USC's pretty much able to do what they want right now offensively.
My 2 look, read option keeper, Kingston Fox, a first down and more, being dragged down by Bubba Bullard out to the Auburn 42.
Nice run there. They go read option. Good job being diverse in their offensive play calling. Auburn not really sure what's coming next right now from a defensive perspective.
A 3-star Marcus Seals comes in motion from right to left. Fox going to give it to Kane Robinson. Counter run the opposite way, and Robinson a first down as Bullard there to stop him from getting a touchdown.
Well, yeah, right now everything is clicking for USC. They've had 2 excellent drives. They're putting together a 3rd one right now, and you got to wonder if there's starting a little bit nervousness on the defensive side or on the sideline period for Auburn.
Read option keeper, Kingston Fox a first down, but he gets flattened by Ollie P. Peters.
OPP coming up with a big hit there, laying it there on the USC quarterback.
Fox to throw, goes over the middle. There's Marcus Seals picking up 9, 2nd and a yard.
Impressive drive here. Nothing seems to be rattling USC. Nothing slowing them down. 2nd and 1 inside the 10. Auburn's got to try to stand up here.
2 tight ends on the field, 1 to either side. Fox to throw, goes over the middle, and that pass pass for a touchdown, Mason Winters.
3 excellent drives there by Kingston Fox and this USC offense. We know that Auburn has a good defense. They've been good for several seasons, 4th in the league in yards allowed, but right now USC is carving through them like warm butter.
So, Mike, how much of the halftime adjustments will play a role in that, in helping this Auburn defense get that sorted out and maybe putting the limiters and the brakes on the USC offense?
Well, I think it's going to start here on this drive. If Auburn can move the ball down the field, get a touchdown, it's not really affecting them much, and they can just make some subtle changes. But if they don't score here and they got to punt or they turn the ball over, and especially if USC capitalizes with a score, things really get complicated.
Griffin Yelkich going to empty out the backfield here on 1st and 10. Robert Davis, the man in motion. They pump it to him. Yelkich dancing right, throwing downfield into traffic.
Well, the walk on Ryan Freeman, you don't love that pass. He's throwing off his back foot, just kind of jump passing it, throwing it downfield. Really lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Rewind now on 2nd and 10. Yelkich to throw. Stands in and delivers. Coming back for that was Crossbury the third. He'll get 8 yards and setting up a very manageable 3rd and 2.
Well, it is, but USC's doing a really good job of not letting guys get behind them, not giving them yards after a catch. They at least force the 3rd down here.
I formation for the Auburn Tigers. Tight into motion, Michael McKenzie. Yelkich to throw. 5-step drop. Dancing in the pocket. Has time. Shakes off one, sack, has to throw that away. 4th and 2. Great coverage by the Trojans.
USC just playing better on both sides of the ball right now. Auburn looks a little flustered that they can't get anything going. Had 1.5 good drives, haven't been able to do anything since then. USC with a huge opportunity right now.
Is away, Mason Winters on the return, gets it out to the 40, and now, like as you mentioned, USC an opportunity to really make things difficult and stressful for Auburn.
Well, if they put together one more drive here and they go up 18 at the half, Auburn's really got to wonder if their run of championship game appearances is coming to an end.
Good option, keeper and Kingston Fox cannot get around Conrad Wallace, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Conrad Wallace, haven't called his name so far yet in this one, gets in there big for his 7th sack of the season.
Fox in the gun, flanked by Bernie and Robinson. They're going to give it to Kane Robinson, but he is stood up. Mark Callaway, Micah Myers, and OPP at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Hogs are starting to get in the yard. They're starting to get rustled up a little bit. Not good news for this USC offense. We'll see what they do here on 3rd and 10.
USC's been perfect on 3rd down so far. Their 5th one of the night. Halfback screen. Kane Robinson. He's got blocking. Runs into traffic. Stretching, but he's not going to get there.
Well, they had 2 bad plays to start this series. They find themselves in the 3rd and 10, and they still almost convert it with the 3rd down. A lot of things going well for USC, but Auburn got the stop that they needed. They really need a productive drive on their offense here.
Building it from inside the 15. Robert Davis on the return gets it out to the 30. And we'll take this time to give a shout out to everybody on the live chat. Andrew Warrior, Dorian Cope, Matt Pack, Ali Peters, Mason Winters, Chris Bowler, Devin Davis, John Perez, Ted Stern, Mike Lewis, Dane Jones, Bubba's Karaoke and Cruise videos, and anybody else I might have missed, I apologize, as Davis on 1st down gets a yard.
Yeah, K9 comes in there. Benjamin K to get the stop after a short pickup. He's laying the lumber out there.
And both defenses, Mike, they're known for that. They've got those heavy-hitting enforcers on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and it definitely helps out your team. Makes your team wonder, the offense wonder, hey, are we going to fumble the ball or something here? You got to be cognizant of holding on to it.
Counter run, Digby Krause in the backfield with Benjamin K, and it's a loss of 4.
Well, Benjamin K getting in there. Krause, the first guy in there. K9 comes in and helps finish it off. 3rd and 13. Things not going well for Auburn right now.
Single back set, Yelkich under center, 3 wide. 3-step drop, Yelkich in trouble, spins around and throws it into the hands of Xavier Holly, who can't hold on. 4th and 13.
Well, this is the first time we have not seen Griffin Yelkich look like Superman against this USC team. Things not going well for him, making some ill-advised passes. And now the pressure shifts back to the Auburn defense.
Well, the Tigers back-to-back 3-and-outs offensively, and Mason Winters able to get this down in Auburn territory. Great starting field position for the Trojans.
Yeah, it's an excellent starting position for them. They're already up by 11. They're not that far away from making this a 14-point game, or they could make it an 18-point game and really put the screws to Auburn.
And off here, Robinson, though, driven backwards. Micah Myers leading the charge.
Micah Myers making his presence felt out there. Has been kind of up and down season. He's had some really big games. Having a good one so far here. 13th tackle for loss on the season.
Second 11, trips bottom of the screen with Tim Cope, the single receiver at the top. Here's Fox dancing to his right, going to take off and run right into Conrad Wallace for a loss of 4.
Connie, as they call him, gets in there for another stop, his second sack of the game. And they definitely need a big game. That's the one differentiator for this team. They've got a star-level defensive lineman. USC doesn't. Unfortunately, it's only one for Conrad Wallace. He's kind of got the weight of this defense riding on him up front.
USC has been backed up to the Auburn 49 with Kingston Fox's heels at the USC 45. Fox on 3rd and 15 to throw, going short right side. Marcus Seals cannot get close enough for the first down. It's 4th and 3.
Well, they're close enough for a field goal. No, they're going to go for it here. Interesting decision. USC laid it all out on the table in this one.
National championship game on the line, playing aggressive. 3-man rush. Fox can't get the pass out of his hands, and Auburn will take over.
Well, the Hogs are in the yard. They come through on 4th down. They get pressure. The walk-on defensive end gets in there, hits Fox as he throws it. They force the turnover on 4th down. Now let's see if the Auburn offense can do something with it.
Take over from their own 38. You can feel the momentum starting to shift if Auburn can capitalize, and they're not going to do it on 1st down.
Jokic looks a little bit off, and David, I have to tell you, he reminds me a little bit of the way he looked in that LSU game, and we can all remember that that was one of the worst losses in Auburn history.
It did not go well that week as 2 backs in the backfield. Ollie P. Peters, one of them, and Jokic dancing to his right, finally gets sacked by the walk-on.
Tim McCarty, he's had a big season as a walk-on defensive end. He gets in there. Jokic just holds on to it too long. Couldn't find anybody open, although he had a corner route out there. Didn't see it in time. And a long 3rd and 16 coming up here for Jokic and company.
And, Mike, this seems to be the case right now for Auburn as an offense, that Jokic can't seem to find the open guys downfield.
Yeah, he's going to have to work on that and maybe go through some reads at halftime.
On 3rd and 16, Auburn's going to dial up the draw play for Robert Davis. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and then USC will take their first time out.
Well, USC, again, for the 3rd time now late in this quarter, an opportunity to add to this lead. Auburn's defense has been stepping up and holding them. Can they do it one more time?
3 straight 3-and-outs brought about by this USC defense. And meanwhile, as you said, Mike, this Auburn defense has stepped up their share too on the last 2 drives. They've come up with the stops to get the ball back in the hands of their offense.
Well, you got to wonder, if you remember last week, USC jumped out to, or earlier this week, jumped out to the lead against Florida State, but then they didn't do much in the second half. Is that going to be kind of what we see here? Are they going to stall out a little bit and give Auburn an opportunity? I got to think that Auburn's got more weapons than Florida State did. Right now, USC's kind of fallen off. They got to keep it together for a full game if they want to beat the Tigers.
2nd and 10. Fox, the 4-man rush, trying to take off and run right up the middle, and Mark Callaway with a huge hit.
Yeah, Callaway is hitting, and I want to start seeing Kingston Fox slide. He's known for that slide, and we haven't seen it yet. He might really start thinking about it.
I think he's laying there wishing he had.
Yeah, he was a little slow getting up there, and Mark Callaway will do that to you.
3rd and a yard, down to a minute to play in the half. Handoff, Robinson cannot get through, stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th and 1.
Well, another big stop there for the Auburn defense. On 4th down, they're going to force the punt. They're not taking a timeout, though, which is interesting.
So the Auburn defense comes up with a 3-and-out of their own. And Mike, as you said, going to let time run down here on the half. Only going to get the ball back with about 20 seconds left.
Yeah, I don't like this. I would really like to see them call a timeout here. I know they're going to be deep in their own end, but you at least want to give yourself a chance, see if you can do something. The flip side to that is if you call a timeout and you go 3-and-out, you give the ball back to USC. So that's definitely playing on them, I think.
Snap and the punt. And it will hit at the inside the 5 through the back of the end zone. So 16 seconds on the clock. And Auburn's got to drive 80 yards for a touchdown. A little less than that for a field goal.
Well, I think they're more likely to try to get in on a big play. Got to look for Cross Ferry the third.
Going to run it with Robert Davis, who's going to bounce it outside to the left. He'll get 4 yards there. And Auburn seemingly content, Mike, to go into halftime trailing by 11.
Yeah, I think they're like, okay, we've done a good job. We limited it. We stopped the bleeding. We didn't let them go out in front anymore. Let's go in. Let's try to figure out our offense, come out with a new attack in the second half and see what we can do.
So as both teams enter the locker room to begin making their halftime adjustments, Mike, we head into the studio, and as you said, this is one of those games in a heavyweight fight, those later rounds where that difference can be made. And those adjustments, they might help.
Well, again, USC started off strong against Florida State last week, got out to a lead. They allowed Florida State to fight their way back into it, really couldn't get anything going on offense in the second half of that game. They've already struggled here at the end of the first half here against Auburn. We'll see if Auburn continues that, and if Auburn's offense starts to get on a roll, it could change things for USC. If I'm USC, I'm not comfortable right now unless their offense starts moving the ball like they did in that first quarter.
Auburn will begin the second half with the football in their possession. You look at the two numbers, USC firmly in control for that first half. They've got the 11-point lead, but Mike, as you said, Auburn, not a team that you want to count out.
Well, no, and you don't want to continually go 3 and out against them, punt the ball away to them, because you got to think that eventually Yelkic is going to start hitting. Now, maybe not. The one game we saw him not do that this season was against LSU a couple weeks ago. Maybe he's struggling again. Maybe he doesn't get out of that funk, but I wouldn't want to bet against him.
On his way, or the kick his way, and fielding it. Robert Davis finding a crease and gets corralled at the 39. He gets outside. He's gone.
Well, they inserted Robert Davis in as the primary kick returner in place of Cross Ferry the third. They were hoping to create a little spark there, and they almost got one.
Great starting field position, though, for Auburn to begin this second half. Looking for points to close the gap here, and they'll begin in the gun 4 wide. Yelkic against a 3-man rush. Has time, dumps it off for Robert Davis, who breaks 1 tackle and then fights his way forward for a couple extra yards, a gain of 7 overall.
Well, this is kind of how they started the first half. When they went to Davis early on and they hit that play action for the first down, you got to get Davis involved. You just got to be smart about what you're doing, and you got to create some opportunities to complete a drive.
Great option keeper, Yelkic finds an alley and a block by Robert Davis, going to help him get out to the 40 as he fights for more, but is ultimately stopped right there.
Well, I definitely think that's an added wrinkle to this offense. I think it's a good wrinkle. They got to get the passing game to match the running game right now, though.
Trips short side of the field, play fake, Yelkic going over the middle and holding on is Bubba Davis, but he got laid out by Maine Patterson.
Yeah, Maine Patterson was there waiting for him. Led him a little bit too much, kind of leaving your guy out to dry there, but if there's one guy you want to go to in traffic, it's definitely the little guy, Bubba Davis.
Bubba Davis with the reliable hands. You can go to him on the sideline, back of the end zone, inside the red zone. It doesn't really matter. Normally, he will come up with a big catch as Yelkic on second down, dancing in the pocket, floats out into traffic, and he's intercepted for the first time against USC. Jonathan Green, his 4th interception of the season.
Well, Jonathan Green's only got 3 interceptions on the season coming in. They all came in one game. He was being chippy with Auburn in the chat earlier this week. You know he wanted to come up with a big game. He gets an interception there. Auburn's back is against the wall.
Jonathan Green has been this season's Dakota Wolf. Had 3 interceptions in one game against Ohio State. Now he comes up with his 4th interception. Dakota Wolf last season had 3 interceptions against Michigan. Wasn't until later in the season they came up with his 4th as Robinson opens up the drive with a 10-yard run.
Well, the running game's still working well for USC. Their defense is playing well. It's got Yelkic confused and off kilter. Their offense has been doing pretty well. Struggled the last few times. We'll see if they can capitalize on that turnover.
Sawyer Stern, the tight end in motion, and into the backfield to flank Fox, who's going to look to throw, 3-man rush. Swinging it out to Sawyer Stern, who cuts inside of OPP and runs into the walk-on.
Well, right now, Kingston Fox is just being too efficient 18 of 21, 3 touchdowns. He's kind of looking like Griffin Jelkic usually looks in these games.
Griffin Jelkic does not look like that tonight, and that is very evident on the scoreboard right now as Kingston Fox and company look to add to their lead. Handoff. Robinson gets met by Mark Callaway at the line.
Well, the Hogs are out there. They're still playing well. They're laying the big hits. But unfortunately, their offense isn't helping them out. They're going to need to get another stop here against USC. But their offense, you really got to kind of wonder about what's going on offensively.
It's Auburn defense. A turnover of their own might be useful as well. Kingston Fox on 2nd and 10, looking to throw. Wheel route for Robinson, but he's got tiptoe on the sideline, and it'll cost him some yards. He gets 6.
Well, they take a big hit. They lose some yards. Whatever happens, they come right back. Nothing is deterring this USC offense right now.
Empty backfield, Kingston Fox, 4-man rush. Short right side, Sawyer Stern, the first down out to the 23. Ball came free, and Mason Winters recovered.
Well, they had it. They forced the fumble. They had an opportunity. Nobody on Auburn saw it. USC recovers. Big break for the Trojans.
Out to the Auburn 22. Missed Auburn opportunity by the Auburn defense. As a read option keeper, Kingston Fox breaks 1, cannot break 2 as he gets 9 yards.
Yeah, he has no interest in sliding in this game, but he's doing a really good job running. 10 catches for 10 rushes for 72 yards. Great game just all around for Kingston Fox.
2 tight ends on the field. Fox to throw. Short left side, Benjamin K down to the 6.
Well, K9, the linebacker, getting in there playing offense, gets the first down there. 1st and goal now for the Trojans.
Wide, Fox in the gun. Midline read, Kingston Fox fighting for the end zone, gets down to the 2.
2nd and goal here. Everything working for USC here. They got so many options of what they can do here. They can run it up the middle. They can go read option. They can try to throw it. I think you just run it.
4.5 minutes here to play in the 3rd. Midline read again. Fox going backwards this time.
Now, Auburn's defense just collapses on them there. They're going to give up yards here and there, but you can't depend on it. Overall, if you want a 4th down stand or a 3rd down stand, this is the defense you want to do it right now. They're holding up.
Callaway led the charge. 3rd and goal from the 5. Fox. Handoff. Kane Robinson. Touchdown USC.
You can only stop them so many times, and eventually they break free. USC does it there, got a 17-point lead as you see Kane Robinson flexing on the ball. I'm telling you, USC wants this game bad, and they are playing really well tonight.
Extra point away from making an 18-point lead midway through the 3rd quarter, and like at this point, as you mentioned, Auburn's defense has done just about all they can outside of coming up with turnovers. It's the offense that has struggled tonight.
Well, yeah, there wouldn't be 28 points, I don't think, if Auburn's offense was a little bit better right now. Just not hitting offensively.
Not hitting on the return game either. As Robert Davis, not a whole lot for him. Digby Krause corralled him at the 20. And Griffin Jelkic threw the interception on his previous drive. USC turned into 6 points, and they'll start with a draw as Robert Davis fighting and cutting back to get 6 yards.
Yeah, he was punching fools on that run there. Some guys took the brunt of it. I think Xavier Holly was one of the ones that took it. Robert Davis runs hard all the time, and you know you're in for a punishing day when he's in the backfield.
Single back set, handoff again. Davis up the middle, and he's got the first down out to the 31.
It's interesting that they're going to the run game here, but I guess it makes sense when Jelkic isn't playing really well. You got to go to the guy that has been playing the best.
Mr. Full House, Robert Davis the carry again. 3 straight carries to open up the drive, and he's got at least 5 yards on each of them.
Well, you got to wonder, are they using this to set up the pass game again, or are they just a little nervous with Jelkic? Or are they just going to keep pounding the run here?
See what they do on 2nd down. They're going to go right back to Davis. Outside to the right this time. They pounded it up the middle, and then they find the crease off the edge for a gain of 12.
Well, Robert Davis is looking really good right now, and it's possible that they could ride him in a comeback attempt. The problem is the USC offense is playing so well overall. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think you're going to need some big play touchdowns.
You're Gonna empty out the backfield. Jelkic coming back and into traffic. Benjamin Kay nearly had a pick.
Yeah, Kay's all over the field. They like him back there as one of the premier linebackers in this league, and he just missed coming away with an interception.
Single back set. Jelkic under center. Draw play. Davis with room. Getting 8 yards, 3rd and 2, and a critical one at that.
Well, a lot of options here. You can go read option. You can give it to Davis up the middle. You could even take a shot. I'm going to lean towards probably a read option here, or just a dive up the middle to Davis.
2 tight ends on the field, single back set. Davis trying to bounce it outside, fighting for the first down, didn't get there.
Great job by the defense there, the rebound, and now Auburn's going to go for it. Pivotal play here in this game.
4th and inches, and this could very well decide the outcome of this one. The give. Davis, the first down, fighting with Kay out to the 40.
Yeah, why not? I like the call there. You know you got your bell cow back there. You know he's a premier runner in this league. Give it to him again, not likely to get stopped. They play the odds and they get the first down.
Inside the USC 40, 2:10 to play and counting. Pistol set. Read option keeper, Jelkic. With room off to the right side, lowers the shoulder, but gets laid out by Terrence Goldsberry after a gain of 5.
Well, he talked about the big hitters on this defense. Maine Patterson, Xavier Holly, Terrence Goldsberry, Peyton Miles. They got a lot of them. Auburn, USC, both of them, and you see him come up with one there. However, Auburn's putting together a good drive here. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Single back set, 3-step drop. Jelkic, quick slant for Crossberry the 3rd, and he shakes free to get 10 yards down inside the USC 25. And so, Mike, Auburn finally putting together a drive here.
Yeah, and it's good. They can build up a little bit of confidence here. I think it's important to try to get this one in the end zone.
The backfield, Jelkic with time, dancing, gets sacked by Benjamin Kay.
Benjamin Kay's having himself an amazing game right now. He's been all over the field. He's batted passaways. He's getting in the backfield. He's making tackles at the line of scrimmage. They really needed a game like this from Benjamin Kay, and they're getting it.
Auburn now in a long 2nd and 18, backed up to the USC 32, and they'll come out in the pistol. Jelkic, the give. Robert Davis shreds one tackler, but Peyton Miles stops him for a loss of 2.
On 2nd and 18, I don't know if I love that play. I know you love your running back, and you're hoping that he's going to break, 6, 8, 10 yards, but you got to put some confidence in Griffin Jelkic. You got to work him out of the spunk he's in.
7th third down of the night for the Auburn Tigers. They've converted only one of them so far, and here's Jelkic. Dancing, taking a shot, and a jump ball, but Crossberry the 3rd can't win it.
Well, Peyton Miles, you remember, got that deflection late in the game against Florida State to seal it. He comes up with the deflection there and the jump ball with Ferry. He's having himself a heck of a playoffs.
Here comes Fryer Cook from the left hash, and a 50-yard field goal attempt, which he nails. So it's still a 2-score game here, Mike, but their offense just isn't coming up with the points they need.
They're not, but if you remember back to that Miami game, I believe it was against Alabama, where Blaze Gunner had 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to come back from down 17. Crossberry's that kind of guy. Now, granted, this USC defense is a lot better than that defense, but they're down 15. They're within striking range, but their defense maybe going to have to start putting some points on the board for them.
Empty backfield here. Kingston Fox to throw. Dancing. Finally finds Sawyer Stern over the middle, but there's OPP to stop him.
Yeah, just not much room to operate there. OPP meets him right as he makes the catch. Stern not able to get much after the catch.
So at this point, Mike, what does this Auburn defense have to do to kind of get the juices flowing to come up with those plays and come up with the turnovers and the points?
I mean, I think turnover is part of it. Is just luck. Bringing some pressure, which it looks like they're going to do here, can help.
4-man rush this time. Fox, under duress, has to float it out to Tim Cope on the right sideline. He'll get 3 yards. 3rd and 5 upcoming.
Well, I think that works too, because they showed like they were going to blitz and then they backed out of it. Things like that makes the quarterback think, slows down his decision making. That helps out your defense.
Fox from his own 25, blitz coming off the edge, but he finds Seals all alone over the middle, down to the 42, still fighting for yards.
Well, Marcus Seals is playing one of the better games of his career. He's fighting hard on every catch, and he's a big part of why Kingston Fox has only thrown 3 incompletions, got 200 yards passing.
Steals 5 catches, 49 yards tonight, and the 1 receiving touchdown. And that'll do it for the third quarter. USC leading by 15 and looking to knock Auburn out of the playoffs and out of the national championship game for the first time in their history. Stick around and see how it all ends. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the fourth quarter, Fox from the gun. Wide receiver screen, incomplete, intercepted by Auburn. Nobody's going to catch the walk-on. Touchdown, Tigers.
What a well-timed interception there by the walk-on Mark Coleman. As they try to throw the screen, it bounces off the back of a USC player. Coleman picks it off, takes it to the house for a touchdown. Auburn needed a defensive score, and they got one.
Go for 2 to make it a 7-point game. Jelkic to throw. Dancing to his right, in trouble, down he goes. And that will thwart the 2-point conversion attempt.
Yeah, I never like going for the 2-point conversion. Well, I can't say that. Sometimes I do. In retrospect, you wish you would have kicked the field goal or kicked the extra point because then you're still in it. Now you know you need 2 scores, though, so it can change the way you play.
Jason Winters, decent return, but Mike, maybe that was the spark that Auburn needed.
It might be. Now we'll see how Kingston Fox and this offense for USC responds.
Fox in the gun, flanked by Burney and Robinson. Triple option. Kingston Fox a first down with his legs, picking up 13.
Well, yeah, he's continuing to run the ball. He's fighting hard for yards. Great game despite that interception, which, was his fault because it wasn't a great throw. But, I mean, he's really rebounding well, going to his legs now.
Fox dancing, throwing. There's Tim Cope on the left side, and the defensive lineman in coverage.
Yeah, if you got that matchup, you definitely want to take it. The walk-on Michael Wright is out there against Tim Cope. Yeah, I'm throwing that 100 times out of 100.
3-star Ambrose McDanielson, the one to come downfield and make that play, or coming on the blitz, I should say. That allowed the defensive end to drop into coverage. 1st and 10, 4 wide here. Trips bottom of the screen. Handoff, Robinson, a stiff arm on Micah Myers will carry him through to the 25.
There's a lot of game left, but you got to like the way USC is playing. They're playing with a lot of heart. They're not giving up. They're playing hard. They're not letting that turnover get to them.
The gun, here's Fox to throw, 4-man rush. In trouble, and down he goes, Micah Myers with a sack.
Well, Myers getting in there again. He's had some games where they came up and they needed him to play big. Lots of times in the playoffs he's done it. He gets in there for another tackle for loss, forcing the long second down.
7:02 to play here in the fourth, and Auburn still trailing, Mike, as you said, by those 2 scores, in USC responding well following the pick 6.
They are. We'll see if they can complete this drive or if Auburn's able to come up with a stop.
Empty backfield. Fox over the middle into traffic. Stern able to come up with it, though, and make it 3rd and 3.
Well, what a well-timed throw there. Perfectly placed ball there for Kingston Fox to set up the short 3rd down.
Mark Callaway came up with his 9th tackle. The Auburn defense showing blitz. Speed option. Fox has to keep it. He's got the first down. Wrestled down by OPP at the 5.
I don't know, man. If USC punches this one in, it's still a 16-point game, but good Lord, I think the reign of dominance might be coming in the end here for Auburn.
Midline read in the pitch. Loose ball. Auburn recovers.
Wow. I don't know what it is. All of a sudden, it seems like USC is starting to fall apart a little bit. They throw an interception on the last play. The bat hit the player in the back of the head. This time, a bad pitch, another turnover. Just as I'm saying good things about USC, they give the ball away. Difference is, though, Auburn's offense isn't playing very well. Can they finally put it together?
2 tight ends on the field. Cross Ferry the 3rd, the receiver in motion from their own 8. And in the shadow of the goalpost, Jelkic play fake, finding Michael McKenzie on the crossing pattern over the middle, and he's going to work his way out to the 30.
Well, McKenzie's had a field day against this defense twice, once in the playoffs, once at the beginning of the season. They haven't gone to him a whole lot. I think he is a catalyst to start bringing you back in this game.
Xavier Hawley couldn't bring him down, and really none of the Trojans brought him down. They had to push him out of bounds to stop him.
Well, I think that's the best way to get McKenzie, because he'll run you over, as we've seen a few times.
On their own 31, Jelkic in the gun. Handoff, Davis outside to the left, fighting with Benjamin Kay, and then Marcellus Gray there to stop him for a loss of 2 despite the effort by Davis.
Well, Kay doing a good job getting in the backfield, slows him down, winds up getting the tackle. Actually, I think they're going to give it to Bernie, but Benjamin Kay having a heck of a day on defense.
Backed up inside their own 30, inside at 6 minutes to play. 4 wide, trips top the screen. Draw play, Davis cannot get anything going, lost a yard.
Well, again, I don't like this play call on 2nd and long, giving it to Davis, and he doesn't get much. You got to have a little bit more confidence in your quarterback. You got Crossferry to third, you got Bubba Davis, you got Michael McKenzie. You got to use those guys.
Auburn 1 for 7 on 3rd downs here tonight. 2-by-2 look, Jelkic setting up the halfback screen. Robert Davis fighting with a stiff arm on Kay, gets out to the 35. Mike, do you go for it?
I don't think you can this deep in your end zone. You got to punt it away. And, a wasted opportunity there, I think, for the Auburn offense.
Robert Davis got 7 yards, but needed 13. And on 4th and 6, Auburn going to put it back in the hands of the USC offense that was on the verge of points. But, Mike, back-to-back drives that have ended in turnovers for the Trojans.
Well, we got to see how that's going to affect them. Has that gotten in their head a little bit? Are they going to turn it over again? Are they going to punt? Or are they going to rebound from it, drive the ball down the field and score?
5:03 and counting to play. Robinson right up the middle. He'll get 8 yards. And this almost seems like USC saying, let's drain this clock.
Well, I think that's what they have to do. I mean, you've turned it over twice. You don't want to take any risky plays. Hand it off. Go with safe passes. Don't turn the ball over anymore because you're playing with fire.
Marcus Seals comes in motion in the backfield. They're going to give it to him. Seals had a hole, could have had a lot more except for the shoestring tackle.
Well, the 3-star senior's in his last hurrah, and he's having himself a heck of a game, helping USC to, at this point, move on to the championship game.
Fox to throw, going short. Kane Robinson gets laid out by Mark Calloway after a gain of 6.
Well, big hit there by Calloway, but he's not able to force the ball free. Kane Robinson holds on to it. And unless it's coming loose, it's just positive yards and clock ticking for USC.
Time does continue to turn here, nearing the midway point of the 4th quarter. It's 2nd and 4 here for the Trojans from the Auburn 40. Wide receiver screen, Mason Winters going backwards.
Well, they try to go with that screenplay again. This time it's not a turnover, but they're able to shut it down, not give them any yards on that there, and force the 3rd and 5.
USC, unlike the Auburn offense, been very efficient on 3rd down. 8 of 11 so far. This is their 12th 3rd down of the night. Fox to throw, going to take off and run. Kingston Fox, a 1st down and a slide to carry him down to the 32.
Well, the famous Kingston slide finally comes through.
Back screen, left side, able to get it out into the hands of Kane Robinson with some blocking and a stiff arm. Not quite the 1st down, but he's close.
Well, yeah, 1st down here. Game's not technically over, but it's really, you can feel that last nail in the coffin starting to drive through.
Robinson with the carry and the 1st down. OPP there to stop him after a gain of 5.
Well, now it's crunch time for Auburn. They're deep in their own end here. They got to come up with another turnover. Now, granted, USC turned it over last time down here. Can Auburn come up with another one? Can they also prevent a whole lot of clock from coming off here?
And even if they do come up with it, the question then becomes, can they capitalize on it? Something their offense has not been able to do. Empty backfield, and time will run down inside of the 3-minute mark when the ball will be snapped for Kingston Fox. I have an empty backfield. Fox looking, throwing middle. Tim Cope the 1st down. Touchdown USC.
What a play by Tim Cope. Bobs and weaves his way through the defense to put USC back up by 16 with this PAT. The one thing that it does for Auburn, if they're going to score, you'd rather them do it quickly like that because you still get a shot.
I was going to say, that does leave time on the clock for Auburn, but it also puts them in a situation where their offense has got to be able to come up with those points. And, Mike, as we've said, they have really struggled tonight.
Yeah, again, it's somewhat reminiscent of that game against LSU. Jelkic just not playing well. Guys not getting open. The running game's been decent, but not good enough. Some questionable play calling. Just not a great game for Auburn.
OPP unable to make any magic happen on the kick return. Gets out to the 21-yard line. 2:46 to play. Trailing by 16. And the weight of the world is on the shoulders of Griffin Jelkic. The start looking to throw, goes short. Bubba Davis able to get it out across the 30, gain of 9.
I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. I think you want to get a couple completions for Jelkic, kind of get those juices flowing a little bit, let him get a little bit of confidence before you start trying to take shots downfield.
3 wide. Jelkic making an adjustment inside of 2:30 to play. Jelkic to the middle of the field. There's Bubba Davis again. No, excuse me, the 3-star Matt Suarez.
Yeah, we haven't heard his name yet tonight. Been a pretty effective receiver in this offense. They finally get him the ball.
They go no huddle. Pistol set. Jelkic dancing, taking a shot to the right side. Crossfire the 3rd. The go-ahead score for Auburn.
Well, it's not a go-ahead. It's cuts the lead in half. Basically, if they get the 2-point conversion, they got to get the 2-point conversion here to try to make it an 8-point game. Then they're probably going to need an onside kick or a 3-and-out if they decide to kick it deep. But like I said earlier, they got Cross Ferry. If anybody can help them get back in this game, it's him. But their defense is going to come up with something here, and they need this 2-point conversion. If they don't get the 2-point conversion, I don't think they can come back.
Single back set, 2 tight ends on the field, 1 to either side. Jelkic, 3-step drop, dancing, throwing, caught. Matt Suarez converts.
All right, well, they got part of it. Now the question is, do they kick it deep and depend on their defense and use their 3 timeouts, or do they try an onside kick?
They will kick it deep. Looking to put it in the hands of Mason Winters on the return. Able to get out across the 22 as Peters came over to make the hit.
Well, remember, they kick it deep and they need to get a 3-and-out probably. They can probably maybe give up 1 first down, but only if it's early in the drive. If they get the stop, they still got to move it back down, score, and get a 2-point conversion.
And off Robinson, not able to do a whole lot. Auburn takes their first time out.
Typically, when you get a short play like that on a first down, your odds go up immensely on trying to get them off the field. You give up 8 or 9, you're probably not going to get the stop.
Trips bomb to the screen. Read option keeper. Kingston Fox gets corralled and then got put up in the air after a gain of 3.
Bowler gets the tackle. OPP was the one that slowed him down. 3rd and 3. Crucial play here for Auburn.
1 timeout remaining. Fox to throw. He's in trouble. He's going to take off a run. He's got the first down. Fighting his way out to midfield. A gain of 20. Auburn's out of timeouts.
No slide there for Kingston Fox. And right now, USC could run out the clock. Well, actually, they can't because they took their last time out. We'll see what happens.
And off here, Robinson gets 4. And Auburn desperately needing a turnover.
Yeah, they do. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get it. If I'm USC, I'd be really, really conservative here.
Minute 15 and counting. Trips top the screen. Hand off. Robinson will get 2, 3rd and 4.
Micah Myers shoots the gap there, comes up with the tackle, stops him from getting anything there. But if you're Auburn right now, they can run out the clock here, and they're going to take a knee. You missed your opportunity there trying to force the turnover when you had it.
Victory formation. USC going to kneel it and going to advance to the national championship game to face their Big Ten foe, Notre Dame. And for the first time, like in CFSL history, a Big Ten team will win the national championship game.
That's true. And there's a 50-50 shot that we have a repeat winner. As Notre Dame won in season 1, they weren't in the Big Ten there. We didn't have conferences. Now, Big Ten's finally going to win a title. Can Notre Dame win it and be the first team to win 2 in a row?
We'll have to wait until Monday in order to find out as USC knocks the Auburn Tigers out of the playoffs for the first time since Auburn has ever been a part of the playoffs. And USC goes on to face the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. On Monday, we'll have the national championship game pregame show at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then at 8 p.m. we will find out between Notre Dame and USC who will be crowned your Season 7 national champion. That'll be right here on YouTube Live. For Mike, I'm David, and we'll see you then.